Remember the good old days? All the votes were cast on Election Day. All the confusion was handled by those sweet, understanding poll workers. Now the ballot's in your mailbox. You're confused, and you're stuck with next to answer your questions. You're not the only one confused. One county in Colorado can't find its commissioner with both hands. Hands off your cell phone when you're voting. Don't do it. There's a legal warning. The warning for the St. Jude's house raffle was in the fine print, and it cost the winner big. You can boo that, but should we boo Brock? A fair question as Osweiler returns to Denver. And that kind of universal language might be useful in a school with 40 different languages. Sí, es verdad. And it's next. Double check that ballot before you put it back in the mail. Don't let it go out with a mistake. You know, like Douglas County just did. No biggie, just a missing M in the word commissioner. Rest assured, if you vote in those Dougco commissioner races, you will get a full COMMISSIONER. Next viewer, Greg Trish, caught the error that went out on all 210,000 ballots. The county clerk swears a half dozen people spell checked that thing.
Well, it's a shame. Unfortunately, it happened. But very fortunately, it's not a name. If we'd have misspelled a name, that would have been beyond not good. I know when I proof a ballot, I focus on the names. The rest of it reads, and I focus on the names just because I wouldn't want my name misspelled.
Yeah, a misspelled candidate name might have required all new ballots to be sent out. No such issue here. Full disclosure, we do make spelling mistakes on Next as well. Hope that we handle them with as much good humor and humility as Douglas County. Next questions. Ballot edition. Let's take on a couple. Kathy writes, dropped off my ballot early today, didn't date the envelope. Stupid me. Will it still count? Keep up the good reporting. Your show's the best. Oh, Kathy. Flattery will get your question answered first. And yes, your ballot will still count if you forgot the date, long as you signed it and your signature matches the one on file. Next question. Mary asks, some top Republicans will be writing in Vice President Mike Pence on the ballot for president. Does that mean there will be votes for Trump, Clinton, and Pence? Not in Colorado, Mary. Pence isn't registered here as an official write-in, so votes for him won't count. Next question on Twitter from Geek Girl CEO. I've seen photos of completed ballots on social media. Is it legal in Colorado to photograph and share your own ballot? This gets a little tricky. Our Christine Noel explains.
All right, let's face it. Those little I voted stickers just aren't quite cutting it anymore. For many, the only way to really display our proud civic enthusiasm is by posting a ballot selfie. But guess what? You can't, folks. It's actually against the law in Colorado to post a picture with your ballot. Why? Flashback to 1891. Long before the good old days of even shaking Polaroid pictures, when bar owners would bribe patrons a beer for a vote if you could prove you chose their candidate. And while things are very different now, the basis of the law is the same: protection.
We have a law that says, well, you can't prove to someone that you voted a particular way, so that we protect the integrity of the election system.
So whatever yes or no you check, whichever bubbles you choose, that's for you to know. In the eyes of more than 25 states, it's top secret.
Everyone has a private vote, and it's a secret ballot.
And in a world where we share virtually everything online, under this law, what can we actually share in here, or even here?
So let's break it down.
How about posting a selfie of your ballot sealed inside your envelope? Yep, that's okay.
And holding a ballot not filled out? Good to go.
Or how about taking a selfie as you drop your ballot off at the drop box?
Snap away. But a selfie or any picture with a completed ballot showing who you voted for? No go, because here in CO, it's a misdemeanor violation. Has anyone gotten fined here over it? Nah. Gone to jail? Nope. It's more of a friendly warning barreling into Election Day. So go ahead, tell the world I voted. Just leave the top secret stuff out. For Next, I'm Christine Noel.
Now, the local American Civil Liberties Union is none too happy about enforcement of this rule. Today, it called on Denver DA Mitch Morrissey to back off talk of a ballot selfie ban. The ACLU is concerned that the law might scare off people who are just looking for help at the polls. The Real Clear Politics average of polling in Colorado for the presidential race has Hillary Clinton up 8 points on Donald Trump here. It is not out of the question that she will be the first presidential candidate to win Colorado by double digits since Reagan over Mondale in '84. We asked our political experts what kind of ripple effect a Clinton landslide could have on Colorado's congressional Republicans. Would Congressman Mike Kaufman and Scott Tipton lose their seats?
Traditional beliefs would say that a +10 would be a very difficult thing to overcome. However, if there's any year that's going to be a ticket splitting year, it's this one. In fact, in Ohio right now, Rob Portman is up double digits, even though Hillary Clinton is also up double digits. And so I think that if there is any year that traditional beliefs about what are and are not rules regarding the ballot, it's 2016. This is the year that kind of defies all traditional logic.
Republicans are counting on ticket splitting to happen, but unfortunately, people like Mike Coffman and Scott Tipton either haven't taken a position on Trump until now, so the voters are extremely confused about where they are, or like Scott Tipton, they actually stuck with Trump despite all the evidence to the contrary. He should have jumped ship a long time ago. I think that Secretary Clinton's going to win the state by double digits. I think it's going to be a huge drag down the ticket. It's going to take Coffman, it's going to take Tipton, and it very well could take the state Senate as well, giving Democrats in Colorado control over the House, the Senate, and the governorship all at once.
When we give them 30 seconds, they just talk faster. The 9 News debate in the 6th Congressional District, Congressman Mike Coffman versus Morgan Carroll, is less than an hour away. It's over on Channel 20, streamed live on 9news.com from 7 to 7:30, and will be followed by a live edition of Balance of Power as we analyze the debate and look at Donald Trump's impact on the Colorado Republican Party. Hey, may I make a recommendation, por favor? Our recommendations are always someone else's work, and tonight it is from Spanish language broadcaster Univision. They fact-checked the debate line by line, highlighted the lies and the half-truths. Lies are in red, misleading statements in yellowish orange there. You can click on each line to see the statement and the fact-check, provided that you habla español. Even if you don't, you still should check it out because it's a very striking visual way to fact-check an entire debate all at one time. And it's proof that after these debates, when we in the media fact-check each candidate an equal number of times, we can create a false equivalency, suggesting that they were equally misleading or equally truthful. There you see, it's just not true. There's a link on our Facebook page. She needed a break in life. Coloradan with a disability won a $500,000 home through a charity raffle, but she can't move in because of a serious obstacle. Jeremy Hohola from our 9 Wants to Know team explains.
If there's anybody who could use some good news,
I have cerebellar ataxia.
it's Crystal Tanner.
Basically, the back part of my brain is cerebellum is deteriorating.
Eventually, she may end up in a wheelchair.
Everything was how I would have made a house.
When she saw the St. Jude Dream Home raffle on TV, she took a risk, hoping for something good.
I could never imagine living here.
Crystal bought 50 tickets, $100 each.
Too many and maxed out my credit card.
That $5,000 worked. Finally, some good news in her life. She won.
I was going crazy. I couldn't stop smiling for like 3 days.
As she packed up to move into the $550,000 house in Aurora, that dream became just a dream.
And now I've just been really depressed. I was on cloud 9 for so long.
She can't have the house. Nope. A letter from St. Jude says she has to pay them to get the prize. As with all things, Uncle Sam wants a cut, about $180,000. St. Jude says in a letter it needs the money from Crystal so it can pay the IRS.
Just really depressing.
Because if you receive a prize under Code Section 74, prizes and awards are income. They're gross income, and you're taxed on the value of the prize and the award.
If I can't come up with the money, they'll just move on, and I don't get it all.
And you may be asking at this moment, well, what about a loan?
I just went on disability last year. There's no way I'll qualify.
A winner? Not really in the end. A very unfortunate fortune.
Having a nice big place like this, it just would have made it so much easier for me to get around in.
Man, what a bummer. In a statement, St. Jude says it does notify its winners about their responsibility to pay taxes, and that's true. It's clear. You can find that disclaimer on their website. Now, if Crystal cannot come up with the money, she has to forfeit the home, and she gets nothing, Kyle.
Nothing. No cash substitute, no secondary prize?
Yeah, that's right, Kyle. St. Jude does not offer a cash option, but we found other charities that do home raffles. They offer winners the option of taking home cash if they cannot afford the taxes.
Just remarkably sad. And to think, before you
Yeah.
enter a contest, you have to imagine, can I afford to win this free thing?
Yeah, it's not
Jeremy.
really a win in the end.
Yeah, thank you very much. Next, we visit a school in Colorado where students learn about the world, not from books, but from their friends.
Mexico, Italy, Africa, South Sudan, Somalia.
He used to be our friend, till Brock Osweiler bolted for the big bucks. He's coming home Monday. Simple question. Should Broncos fans boo him out of the stadium? I won't cover stories where pets are dressed up in costumes. That's why we have Steve Steger.
Hi. Well, it's official. The election is going to the dogs. And by dogs, we mean Lily and Trevi. They live in Denver with their humans, Christy and James Amdahl. Their humans decided to dress Trevi up as Trump, Lily as Hillary. Pearls, sunglasses, lapel pin, a tie. They went all out. Lily was apparently confused about her sister's Trump hair. Christy told us a lot of treats were consumed during the making of this photo shoot.
Oh my gosh, they would put that story before me. How do I follow that? How about 80 in October in Denver for your weekend? Okay, I'll try. Hey, it's beautiful outside right now. I'm meteorologist Kathy Sabin. Well, wow, is it cold this morning? Coldest morning of the season, 25 degrees at DIA. Nice recovery, mid-60s today. These are average highs for the date. And if it stays clear, which it should, check out the meteor shower tonight, peaking after midnight, and not one of our better meteor showers, but you might as well check it out. They're making snow in the high country fast and furious. Mother Nature will not be helping out anytime soon with high pressure as our dominant weather feature. Storm tracks to the north, and that means not much in the way of cloud cover, let alone rain or snow. So kind of put that in your planner. Shorts weather for the next few days. The average high this time of year is in the mid-60s, and we are headed into the 70s, and we will stay there right through Sunday. Chilly tonight, our low at 37, but temperatures close to 80 on Saturday and Sunday. The next chance for rain, if, well, we can get it in here, will be Tuesday afternoon. And when the guys take the field on Monday night, kickoff temperature around 65 degrees.
Thanks, Kathy. If only our issues with race and culture could be mediated by a group of second graders. Steve Steger found a school full today that are finding peace and friendship in their vast array of nationalities wandering the halls.
I love how the people over here are sitting crisscross applesauce.
This is a pretty typical assembly
Our heritage party.
for a not-so-typical class of second graders. See, here at Eastridge Elementary in Aurora, the student body speaks around 40 different languages.
My heritage is about Somalia.
Students like Haifa
Assalamu alaikum.
and her classmates.
Atisa. Aliotia means hi in Africa. Muchas gracias, señor.
It creates this really dynamic environment here at Eastridge that, you know, where kids can come from all over and they feel like they have a place because they're not alone.
They are, together, students from all over.
Mexico, Italy, Africa. It's pretty cool because we could learn all of these other people that you never even knew.
All right.
It leads to a classroom discussion, probably more real than a lot of other second grade classrooms.
We address things like race and identity and culture and heritage and give them the opportunity to tangle with it at a pretty young age.
Beneficial to both student.
I learned about the plants and animals, the food and jobs and the fun.
And teacher.
It's given me this greater appreciation for what 7- and 8-year-olds can bring to the table.
Judging by our hours spent there, those students bring a lot to the table. In Aurora, Steve Steger for Next.
Brock Osweiler is bracing for boos in his return to Mile High, and our Broncos guy Mike Kliss straight up shocked me with his take on that. And you can boo or cheer. We'll share your uncensored feedback on this show next. One of my favorite Colorado sports memories is about booing, an otherwise entirely forgettable moment in history. I was booing my lungs out at Coors Field when Barry Bonds hit what would come to be his last home run. I went there just to boo Bonds, and I bet Broncos fans are juiced to boo Brock Osweiler on his return to Denver with the Texans Monday. But should we boo Brock? Here's the take of our Broncos guy, Mike Kliss.
I think that so long as the fans don't throw any items out there towards Brock or anybody else out on the field, I think it's fine if they give him the business. Look, Brock Osweiler was a Bronco for 4 years. Bronco fans loved him. They put their arms around him. They waited for him to get his chance. They loved him last year when he played well for 7 games. They were ready to embrace him as the heir apparent to Peyton Manning and take this defending Super Bowl champion forward. And he left all that for the Houston Texans. And he said among the reasons why he went to Houston is he thought he had a better chance to succeed there than he did here with the Broncos. He didn't quite put it that way, but in so many words, Bronco fans, I think, should be offended by that, and they do have the right to empty up their lungs and give Brock all the boos that they can muster on Monday night.
All right, so Kliss says boo. Rod Mackey's here to share his view. Rod, this email came in during the break. This is Andrew Glaves, who writes, no booing, take the high road. He made a business decision. Football's all business. I'm with him. I don't think you boo a guy for a business decision. So you're the tiebreaker now. It's 1-1.
Okay, let me preface by this. Okay. He will be booed, and he will be booed a lot. Not quite like Bertuzzi when he came back to take on the Avs, but there will be a lot of booing for Brock. I don't think they should, because ask those fans how many of you would have taken the money. Show me the money. That's what the Broncos have said in the locker room this week. They all would have done the same thing.
Yeah, but I'm sure there will be fans in the stands that'll say, hey, I passed up a job where I could make more money because I stayed because I love my town or my coworkers. Those people can boo, right?
They can, but that's the minority. And I think most of them would have taken the money. It'll be interesting, but I know they're going to boo them. Let's hope that they're cheering at the end for the Broncos. Heck, they boo the Broncos if there's back-to-back series without a touchdown. So guaranteed it's going to happen for 17.
We ended up in the minority. 80% of the people at home voting now on 9news.com/vote now are with Kliss.
Yeah,
they're planning
I
to
believe
boo.
it. He'll be booed.
It's fun, for sure. We'll be right back.
KBTV Action Center in Denver. This is 9 News, number 1 in Colorado.
Some of you don't like Next theme music, but we keep it for the children because Next has another dancing baby. First, Lex. Now this guy, Michael King. Look at that. He's got some moves. 21 months old. Teresa O'Brien sent us the video, said, my grandson loves the show. And we love your feedback about the show. Brittany Wassmer asked a really good question about ballot selfies. Says, how about the people posting hashtags for who they're voting for? Isn't that the same thing? It's not, because it's not proof of how you voted. That's what the law is concerned about. Proof could result in a bribe. Todd Wingard asks, I'm sure you reported on the St. Jude House winner for a reason. Please tell me somebody's going to set up a page for possible donations. Not our role, but if it happens, Todd, we will certainly let you know about it. And Matt Love says, my brother Brendan watches every night and now tries to dress like Kyle. I hope your brother's not in school because he's likely to get his butt kicked. We'll see you next time.